Hi guys, today we will start the third quarter. During the first and the second quarter, we finished everything about parts of speech. We, as I told you that in English, we have 9 parts of speech. They are 8. We classify them into 3 different groups: noun group, verb group, supporting group. In noun group, we need to learn everything about a noun, a pronoun, an adjective, and an article. For the verb group, we learn everything about a verb and an adverb. For supporting group, we learned everything about a preposition, a conjunction, and an interjection. For the third quarter, we will start learning everything related to a sentence. So we will learn what is a sentence, number 1, and then the difference between a sentence and fragment, sentence parts, sentence functions, and sentence types. Let's start with part number 1. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words having a complete meaning, and it could end with a full stop, question mark, or an exclamation mark according to its function, because a sentence has 4 different functions. A sentence could be a telling sentence having a subject and predicate, like Farida has done her work. This is a declarative sentence, a telling sentence that gives us information. It has subject and predicate, and it has a complete meaning, so it is a sentence. A sentence could be an interrogative sentence or a question, like where does your dad work, and it ends with a question mark. And if you read this group of words, it has a complete meaning, so it is a sentence, and it has a subject, your dad, and its verb does, so it has a complete meaning. It has the 2 parts of a sentence, subject and predicate, so it is a sentence. Number 3, open your books on page 5. These are group of words and they have a complete meaning, but this group of words does not have a subject, because the subject is always hidden in imperative sentence, the sentence that give orders. The subject is always hidden, it's always you. And this group of words has a complete meaning, so it's a sentence. Number 4, it is an amazing book. This group of words show strong feelings, so the function of the sentence is an exclamatory sentence or a exclamation sentence. It has a subject, it, and its verb is or predicate is an amazing book, so this group of words have complete meaning, so it is a sentence. Because any sentence has 2 parts, a subject and predicate. You need to search for the 2 main parts of a sentence, the subject and predicate. But if a group of words having no meaning is called a fragment. A fragment, for example, went to school. Went to school, this group of words has no subject, so it's a fragment. So if I give you a group of words without having one of the 2 parts of the sentence, it's a fragment. So when you can determine this group of words is a fragment, number 1, if it has no subject, like done the housework, who has done the housework, no subject. Number 2, if it has no verb or no predicate, so like the man with long hair did what, so I do not have a verb or a predicate. Or if it is a dependent clause or phrase. A dependent clause or phrase. Like when I was young, this is a dependent clause, but I need more information to understand this group of words. When I was young, what happened? I could ride a bike. Now I can have a complete meaning. So dependent clause by itself, dependent phrase by itself, it's a fragment. When I was young, during the last week, walking to the supermarket. Any types of clauses or phrases, is called a fragment. Please note that a fragment does not be followed by a full stop, period, or a semicolon. So if you start the sentence with a dependent clause, or especially dependent clause or phrase, we cannot put at the end of them full stop or exclamation marks. It's followed by a comma. So if I say walking to the supermarket, Ahmed met his friends. The first part, walking to the supermarket, start with present participle. So it's a participial phrase that works as a modifier to describe the subject of the independent clause, Ahmed met his friends. So this group of words at the beginning is a fragment by itself. So if I put after them full stop, this group of words, if I put full stop or semicolon after the participial phrase or any dependent clause, it's wrong. It should be followed by a comma. So this sentence is wrong because I put full stop or semicolon. So the correction, I must use comma to, I must draw comma to be right. To be right, I have to draw comma after any dependent clause or dependent phrase. We cannot put full stop or semicolon because these are fragments. Group of words has no meaning by themselves. Sentence parts. A sentence has two main parts, a subject and predicate. A subject is the naming part of the sentence. It could be a person or a thing, like cows give us milk. The subject here, thing, animals. Omar helps his family, so the subject here is a person. And the subject in a sentence could be in three main types. So types of subject. It could be a simple subject, it could be a complete subject, it could be a compound subject. A simple subject, it is just one word. Like the previous sentence, Omar helps his family. Cows give us milk. The simple subject is just one word that comes before the verb, cows and Omar. A complete subject, it is more than one word having just one simple subject. It is a group of words having one simple subject. So if I give you a complete subject, it's very important to know how to determine which word is the simple subject to check. The subject agree with its verb or the verb agree with its subject or not. Like here, the crazy boy with curly hair playing with his friends have fallen down and hurt his leg. So where is here the simple subject? Number one, find the verb. The verb here, have fallen. So who have fallen? The subject here, the crazy boy with curly hair playing with his friends. All of these complete subject. But I need to determine which word is the simple subject. As I told you before, if a complete subject has a prepositional phrase like with curly hair, the simple subject comes before the prepositional phrase, boy. But what about playing with his friends? Playing with his friends, this is a participial phrase that works as a modifier to describe the boy as well. So here we have two modifiers, two adjectival phrase to describe the boy. So the simple subject here is the boy. The subject in the sentence could be a compound subject. It is two or more than two simple subjects joined by using commas, and before the last one we use comma and or comma or. Like here, Farida, Omar, Sarah, and Noor came to my party. Where is the subject here? Number one, find the verb. The verb is came. What comes before the verb is the subject. So Farida, Omar, Sarah, and Noor. These are compound subject. Why? Because we have two or more than two simple subjects like Farida, Omar, Sarah, Noor, joined by using comma, and before the last one, comma and or comma or. So this is a compound subject. The errors for a compound subject, we will focus on them tomorrow. It's act, sat, errors, parallel structure. So please wait to complete this lesson tomorrow. Thank you and see you tomorrow, inshallah.